Chapter 2187 Prism, Melgar. Yes, Your Majesty. The confrontation between the two sides' aliens was first broken by the aliens from the Wulwan Empire. In the void, the light and shadow were distorted silently, and a sense of crisis enveloped Deng Shintong and others in front. Uncle Yu was wearing armor and standing in front of everyone, but suddenly he heard a swish sound, and for some reason, a scratch of neither deep nor shallow suddenly appeared on his black armor. Huh! Uncle Yu was stunned for a moment, but soon he noticed the distortion of the light in front of his eyes, and then several more scratches appeared on his body. At this moment, Deng Shintong suddenly stood in front of Uncle Yu. Uncle Yu, this opponent is our prey. Go deal with the others. He stared ahead with burning eyes, fixed on the short, girl-like female lizard man. Prism, Melgar, a user of the emission-type ability. He can manipulate light into a deadly weapon, taking lives silently. Deng Shintong already had a very good understanding of the abilities of the person in front of him. He reminded everyone in the communication channel, don't let them disrupt the rhythm. Follow our plan, and everyone find their own opponents. Everyone nodded, and then rushed to attack their targets. The entire movement was seamless, without the slightest hesitation, as if it had been rehearsed thousands of times. However, the alien troops of the Wulwan Empire seriously lacked understanding of human aliens, so they were unable to make a choice quickly and could only passively accept the challenge from the other side. In battles at the Ypsilon level, the battlefields will be divided to avoid accidental injuries. Finally, a specific targeting combination was formed against the 10 high-ranking warzone officials of the Wulwan Empire, the silver-armored generals of the Black Chariot level. Intelligence is the key to war, including everything that is happening right now, which has been calculated countless times by Yang Xinshin. Victory is not the goal. The goal is a complete victory with minimal casualties. Everyone has found their opponent, and then all they need to do is repeat the process of previous training and kill the target. However, things on the battlefield change rapidly and cannot be fully rehearsed. The key is to respond carefully and ensure the final outcome. The Eastern Theater Garrison Commander, Bomb, is an alien fighting at home, and his opponent is the combination of Xidagarba, Shang Dawen, and the Monkey King, Sun Wooer. Bang looked at the two people in front of him with extremely solemn eyes, like a cold and poisonous snake. He could feel the power of this combination. Bang's ability index is 26,000 points, while Shang Dawen's ability index is 25,000 points. Theoretically, Shang Dawen could fight Bang alone if he had the intelligence advantage. As for Sun Wooer, his appearance provided Shang Dawen with a layer of insurance. A combination of none and a guy with a stick. He seems to be a reinforcement type and very powerful. But is the guy with none stronger? It's really nerve-wracking. Bang instantly felt the strain. The opponent's combination actually had a strong restraint on his abilities. Because of his ability Bomb Maniac, he must use it through contact. The opponent has a strong body, so it is not easy to kill him instantly even if he is weaker than you. The other can use telekinesis to prevent him from using bomb attacks. A very uncomfortable feeling emerged in Bongmu's heart. It was as if the other party had chosen these two people specifically for him. However, in a battle between strangers, improvisation is king. Moreover, this is Bang's home turf. Bang's right foot slammed into the ground, and the next moment, the earth exploded with him as the center. Layer after layer of hard ground soil and rocks collapsed, and debris flew all over the sky. In the smoke and dust, a large number of stones flew towards Shang Dawen and Sun Wooer like sharp arrows. Be careful with these rocks. There must be bombs inside. Shang Dawen reminded him while opening his right hand. Invisible telekinesis spread out from him, forming a violent impact in midair, instantly blocking the stones. Boom, 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 boom. Sure enough, the gravel exploded directly in midair. Sun Wooer wiped his nose with his finger and said, "Follow the plan and cover my attack." Shang Dawen nodded, then opened his hands, like a god descending to earth, with an elegant posture, but the ruins around him rose directly from the ground. Boom, Those destroyed buildings, including some damaged mechanical life forms and war beasts, rose directly into the sky and then smashed towards Bang. Countless building fragments, including some relatively large ruins, came crashing down, blocking out the sky. According to the intelligence, Boom's physical strength isn't up to the level of a reinforcement system. Even though a lizardman's physical strength is superior to a human's, and he has the protection of his silver armor, this kind of attack would still be a headache for you, right? Bang saw this huge amount of heavy objects coming towards him. Even if he was wearing armor, he would be injured if he was hit. But he did not panic. Instead, he picked up the short bow and quickly pulled the bowstring. This attack looks terrifying. However, if all this huge construction debris is turned into dust, it won't be of any use. A dark yellow ball of energy condensed into shape, and then as he released his right hand, countless arrows of light were released into a wide area above the sky. Swoosh, swoosh, swoosh. The dark yellow light arrow hit the falling building in the sky and directly merged into it. Soon after, the buildings burst into a blazing light and then exploded in midair. The continuous explosions turned those huge objects into dust. Bombs were so powerful that he could blow a building into pieces without looking like he was doing anything. The dust made the surroundings hazy, but it could not hurt Bang at all. But the next moment, a terrifying sonic boom sounded in Bam's ears. That's the effect of objects moving faster than the speed of sound. Hey! With a sneer, a huge stick smashed through the gray fog and headed towards his body. Bang's eyes suddenly widened. Although he resolved Shang Daowen's attack, he created an environment with poor visibility, which gave Sun Wooer the opportunity to kill him. That giant stick is so fast. By the time Bang's consciousness reacted, his body had no time to dodge. After all, the physical fitness of the enhanced mutant was not easy to deal with. Chapter 2188 Incarnation. Baum's ability maximizes his attack, but his defense is worrying. At this moment, he had no choice but to rely on his armor and use his right arm to block the stick. Bang! Sun Wooer's Roi Jingu Bang hit Bang's arm hard, and the sound of something breaking came to his ears. The golden cudgel hit Bang's arm, and then the force hit his body hard, knocking Bang hundreds of meters away, like a cannonball. At this time, Baum's body was unstable in midair, which was a perfect opportunity to attack. Sun Wooer raised the stick in his backhand and rushed towards the direction where Bang landed. He is faster than Baum flying in the air. This stick will smash your head. Sun Wooer's eyes were filled with excitement about achieving merit. But he didn't have to be happy for too long, as a terrifying golden light suddenly burst out from his right hand. A burning sensation enveloped his arm, and when he looked to his right, he saw that his golden cudgel had expanded violently. The method of using Bomb Maniac is to turn everything it touches into a bomb. Sun Wooer only realized it at this moment. In the brief moment when he hit Bang, Bang actually used his ability on him and turned the Roi Jingu Bang into a bomb. Damn it! Boom! The Roi Jingu Bang in his hand exploded directly, generating a terrifying shockwave on the spot. Light shot up into the sky, accompanied by a huge mushroom cloud. Bang saw this scene in midair, and the corners of his mouth curled up slightly. Although he suffered serious injuries, the broken arm and 2 fractured ribs were not fatal. Moreover, these injuries can be healed quickly by simply injecting medication. After he landed, he steadied himself, quickly injected the healing drug, and raised his head to observe the Ninjuser in the sky. Sun Wooer's figure reappeared in the air, but this time there was no stick in his hand. Is it a similar ability to clone yourself? Bang made a judgment. In the explosion just now, he clearly saw Sun Wooer being enveloped. It was impossible for him to be safe and sound. Shang Daowen frowned. Any attack that comes into contact with his body may backfire on him. He looked at Sun Wooer and said, "Your avatar can be used one last time. Be careful." Sun Wooer touched his nose, feeling a little pained that his weapon was destroyed. "Hey, he's really a tough guy." Shang Daowen said, "Of course. These guys are all seasoned warriors. Even if you understand their abilities, You still have to be extra careful during actual combat. It's just, he whispered. I didn't expect his reaction speed to be so fast. As Shang Dawen spoke, he raised his hand and lifted up tall buildings from the ground again, smashing them hard in the direction of Bang. He lifted dozens of tall buildings like toys, not caring about Bomb's abilities at all, and smashed them at him at random. Bang suddenly realized what Shang Dawen was planning to do. This is East City, the area he guards. There's not only a front line here, but also a large number of soldiers and their families, and many ordinary lizardmen in the rear. Shang Dawen can launch large-scale attacks without restraint. Even if the damage to Bang is not enough, he can still exterminate the families of the lizardmen soldiers and ordinary lizardmen on a large scale. Overt conspiracy. He either had to block all of Shang Dawen's attacks, or watch his compatriots die. Bang's eyes became increasingly gloomy, but he did not hesitate at all. He ignored the tall buildings that were crashing down on him and just dodged flexibly and blocked the attacks against himself. A deafening roar came from behind. These huge high-rise buildings fell into the area where people lived, like meteorites falling from the sky. Not only did they kill many people, but they also caused a chain reaction. The shattered building debris can kill people, and the collapse of more buildings in the destroyed city will also kill many lizardmen. But there was no expression on Bam's face. As the garrison commander of a war zone, his heart was as hard as iron, and he knew what to give up and what to gain. How cruel! Shang Dawen said sarcastically from the sky. You can watch the people you protect die without any reaction. Lizard men are indeed cold-blooded animals without any emotions. No, you're wrong. Bang sneered and retorted. What we have to protect is the entire Wulwan Empire and our entire tribe. If we were unwilling to sacrifice the greater good for the sake of the individual, our species would have long since vanished into the long river of history. He opened his arms and pulled the short bow, and a ball of terrifying energy gathered madly. Sacrificing some people for the continuation of the race is a matter of course. I won't be soft-hearted. The energy ball exploded and turned into a sky full of arrows, flying into the sky in an even more terrifying manner, blocking the entire area where Shang Dawen and Sun Wuer were. Shang Dawen's eyes narrowed, and he opened his hands and pointed forward. Open! The telekinesis spread out invisibly, forming a huge barrier, guiding all the arrows attacking its own area to other directions. After completing the defense, Shang Dawen made a strange finger gesture with his right hand, clenched his fist, raised his thumb, and extended his index finger. It's like shooting a gun. He pointed his index finger at Bomb and gently opened his mouth. Bang! A huge monster suddenly appeared in the sky. It had no shape and could not be seen by ordinary people's naked eyes. But the energy fluctuations appeared clearly in front of Bang's eyes, as if a huge, transparent whale hundreds of meters long, with its fins spread out, was diving towards him. Mind Gun is the most unpretentious, but absolutely useful attack method of telekinesis. An attack similar to a shock wave formed by compressing telekinesis can break apart material structures. Feeling the attack coming, Baum felt extremely difficult for the first time, because telekinesis has no form. In other words, his bomb maniac ability cannot withstand this attack. Bang didn't hesitate at all. The moment the gun was approaching, he activated the power of the silver armor and dodged away urgently. The moment he escaped from that area, the earth was split apart. It wasn't a thrilling explosion, but it was as if the microparticle structure was broken down by something, and the entire area turned into sand in an instant. Bang's pupils suddenly constricted. This guy's ability completely restrains me. Hang with me. We'll try to get you more updates. Please like and subscribe and share the video with your friends. Love you all.